New York's subway is more than a way to get around. It is a symbol of the city itself. Loud, crowded, fast-moving, and always pushing forward. But behind that image is a system that often feels stuck in the past. Trains move slowly, stations look worn down, delays stack up day after day. In many countries, a 20-second delay comes with an apology. In New York, riders sometimes wait 20 minutes for a train that never arrives. Now the city is spending more money on the subway than ever before. That raises a simple but important question. Can this massive investment finally fix New York's broken subway? Please take a moment to subscribe and like the video. It really helps the channel. To answer that question, you first need to understand what makes New York's subway different from almost every other system in the world. It has the second largest number of stations on Earth, behind only Beijing. Its network is more than 2.5 times larger than the London Underground. It runs 24 hours a day, every day of the year, something very few major cities even attempt. In more than 100 years of operation, the subway has shut down only 13 times. Even today, over 3 million people use it every single day. This non-stop service puts constant pressure on trains, tracks, signals, and workers. Other cities can close lines for repairs. New York usually cannot. The same scale that makes the subway impressive also makes it extremely hard to fix. That pressure shows up in daily service problems. In 2024, one subway line recorded more than 40,000 delays. Trains stop between stations. Signals fail without warning. Platforms fill up as riders wait and wait. Many commuters never know if they will arrive on time. When compared to other global systems, the gap becomes even clearer. Hong Kong's MTR carries more than 5 million passengers a day and still runs on time nearly 99.9% of the time. For many New Yorkers, that level of reliability feels almost impossible to imagine. The difference between what riders expect and what they experience has become one of the city's biggest frustrations. Today's problems did not happen overnight. The subway began to fall apart in the 1970s, when New York City faced a major financial crisis. Funding was cut, crime increased, trains broke down more often, stations fell into disrepair. By 1977, ridership dropped to its lowest level since World War I. In the 1980s, heavy investment slowly brought the system back. By the 1990s, subway performance reached some of its best levels in decades. But that recovery did not last. Starting in 1994, more than $400 million was cut from the MTA's operating budget. In 1997, federal support for daily operations disappeared completely. To survive, the MTA borrowed large amounts of money. Some deals were so expensive that fees alone cost tens of millions of dollars. By the early 2000s, the agency was spending more on debt payments than on basic maintenance. The 2008 financial crisis made things even worse. Money dried up, but costs kept rising. During this period, the MTA moved forward with several costly projects, including the Fulton Street Transit Center, a single-station renovation that reached $1.4 billion. By 2017, service had declined so badly that New York's governor declared a state of emergency for the subway. A major recovery plan followed, but leadership changes and political interference slowed progress. The system entered the 2020s old, underfunded, and far behind modern standards. One of the biggest problems lies in the subway's signaling system. Many lines still use fixed block signals, a technology created more than a century ago. These signals cannot track a train's exact location. They only show which section of track a train is in. To avoid crashes, trains must stay far apart. That reduces how many trains can run and slows the entire system. It is like driving on a highway where you only know that the car ahead is somewhere up the road. The modern answer is a system called Communication-Based Train Control, or CBTC. It tracks trains in real time, measuring their exact speed and position. With better data, trains can run closer together and arrive more often. New York is now installing CBTC on 9 lines, covering about 75 miles of track. The results are already clear. The L and 7 lines, which use CBTC, regularly achieve on-time performance above 90%. They are now among the most reliable lines in the city. Expanding this system, however, is slow, costly, and very disruptive to daily service. In September 2024, the MTA announced its largest capital plan ever. The $68.4 billion plan aims to rebuild major parts of the subway system. It includes new trains, station upgrades, and critical repairs across the network. One key upgrade is the new R211 subway cars. These trains have wider doors, security cameras, and open gangways that let riders walk between cars. They break down far less often than the trains they replace. Older models fail about once every 46,000 miles. The R211 trains can travel nearly 5 times farther before a serious mechanical problem occurs. Stations are also being modernized. Many stops built nearly 100 years ago will finally receive elevators, better lighting, and safer entrances. One example is the Smith 9th Street station in Brooklyn, more than 80 feet above the street. Riders have waited decades for these kinds of upgrades. Even with improvements underway, the subway faces another major challenge: lost revenue. Between 2021 and 2022, fare evasion cost the MTA more than $1 billion. At some stations, nearly 1 out of every 3 riders did not pay. In 2024, the agency tested new fare gates designed to stop fare jumping. The impact was immediate. Fare evasion dropped by about 60% at upgraded stations. Across the system, overall losses fell by nearly 1/3. This recovered money helps stabilize finances, but it cannot fund the entire rebuild on its own. That brings the story to congestion pricing. Under this plan, drivers entering Manhattan below 61st Street would pay a daily toll of up to $9. The money would go directly toward transit upgrades. Supporters say congestion pricing would reduce traffic, cut pollution, and give the subway steady funding. Critics strongly disagree. New Jersey has filed multiple lawsuits, arguing the plan places too much burden on its residents. Nearly 250,000 people commute from New Jersey into Manhattan each day, many using rail tunnels that are already old and overcrowded. As of now, congestion pricing has been allowed to move forward under a court order, but its long-term future is still uncertain. If the plan is blocked, the MTA does not have a clear backup source for this funding. Even when funding exists, New York faces another obstacle: extreme construction costs. The city is one of the most expensive places in the world to build public infrastructure. Strict labor rules, complex utilities, and non-stop subway service all push prices higher. The Second Avenue subway shows this problem clearly. Its first phase added just 2 miles of track at a cost of $4.5 billion. That works out to about $2 billion per mile, one of the highest costs ever recorded. In contrast, projects like France's Grand Paris Express are building entire new rail networks for only slightly more than New York plans to spend on upgrades alone. There are reasons to be hopeful. CBTC is improving reliability. New trains are entering service. Stations are finally being repaired. Fare evasion is falling. But history offers a warning. The CBTC upgrade on the 7 line finished 5 years late and more than $150 million over budget. Several current projects are already behind schedule. Political pressure, rising costs, and shifting priorities remain serious risks. The real challenge is not planning, it is delivery. Consistent progress, clear oversight, and long-term commitment are what the subway has lacked for decades. For all its flaws, the New York City subway remains one of the world's most important transit systems. It reflects the city itself: imperfect, crowded, noisy, ambitious, and absolutely essential. Even with billions invested, the subway will never run exactly like Tokyo or Hong Kong. It will not be perfect, but perfection is not what riders are asking for. They want a system that works, one they can trust, one that respects their time. If this plan succeeds, New York will not lose what makes its subway unique. It will simply leave behind the parts no one will miss. Fewer breakdowns, fewer delays, less daily frustration. The subway may become more reliable. It may become cleaner. It may even become efficient. But no matter what, it will always remain unmistakably New York.